All right. Well, we're moving forward. Thank you, Kate. I'm super excited to welcome our next guest, Miss Crystal Hughes. She is a powerhouse of a business mind. She's one of the most incredible coaches I've ever met. She's a heart-centered leader. She's accomplished in real estate. She was a 2014 Rookie of the Year. She was nominated for Realtor of the Year in 2021. She managed and operated the #3 team in the entire state of Washington. And now she's doing some amazing work, which is kind of led her on her own path to what's fulfilling in her heart and what really lights her up and the kind of contribution that she wants to make in the world, and doing some really amazing coaching and development with agents. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Crystal, and let you take it away and just drop some knowledge and inspire all of us today. I'm pleased that you're here.
Thank you, you guys. Can y'all hear me okay? Thank you. Beautiful. Well, wonderful to be here. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Eric, for having me. I appreciate your friendship and leadership and providing this platform. So do I all have permission to get real with you and be vulnerable with you about how I've reached my success? Yes, do I have permission? I mean, just because I'm here doesn't mean, but I'm going to get real. All right, you guys. So buckle up. Let's go. So first of all, I'm from a little town called Wenatchee, Washington. Any of you ever heard of that place or been there on purpose? Okay, wonderful. Yes, it is pronounced Wenatchee, but don't worry about that. It really doesn't matter. Drop if you're from Wenatchee or have been there before. You guys participate. Send your real estate referrals to my friends here. Love that, you guys. So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to share my screen with you, and hold on here. Let me get situated. All right. Can you see my screen? Yes? All right, you guys. So I'm going to share my 5 strategic moves with you now to finish the year strong. My goal and my time together today, you guys, is to help you have clarity on what to prioritize and focus on through micro commitments and daily wins in order to look ahead to the next month, the next 90 days, and the coming year. Now, you guys, I think it's very important that we all tell our story, because naturally, I think that we all underestimate the magnitude and the impact that our stories can have on other people's lives. So again, thank you, Eric, for having this opportunity. It's crucial that we speak our truth in our life, even if our voices shake. Okay, so in 2018, I was personally diagnosed with epilepsy. I had 3 major grand mal seizures. I was working 60 to 70 hours a week after 5+ years straight. I was at the top of my game in real estate, and I was making over $100,000 a year. Okay, my relationships were shit, and clearly so was my health. The doctors discovered that there were cysts in my brain, and the only thing that I could do was take medication and change my daily habits and my lifestyle in order to keep achieving the goals that I desired. God had a different plan for me. Any of those 3 were very easily caused, and all 3 of them, the doctor said it could have taken my life. So I had to change my habits. Now, we're all taught, you guys, many of us right now, we're probably looking at our 3-year, our 1-year, and our 90-day plans, right? Yes? How many of you are doing that? Yes. Type in there if you have your 1-year, your 3-year, or maybe even your 15-year goal. Now, something could come up though, you guys, right? A life-threatening event, the pandemic. Okay, something could come up. So what I want us to do is focus on our daily habits and our activities and our daily commitments, because they compound. So let's focus on each day and the next 30 days. And you actually just might find yourself completing your 3-year goals like I actually did in the last 12 months. Right, Chelsea, right? I hired a business coach, and she helped me strategically plan my life so that I could get to where I wanted to go here today. So I'm going to share my 5 strategic moves that accelerated my 3-year goals. I completed a 75 hard challenge. I tripled my income. I paid off debt. I started dating after 2 years again, and I moved to sunny San Diego, California. Okay, now, first of all, I did not post this picture up here because I'm single, okay? I'm sharing this photo with you or to sell you a program, a workout program. That's Nate's job, okay? What I'm doing is I'm showing you that exactly 1 year ago today, I decided to put my health first and my wellness first. And this is a visual for you for before and after that you can get compounding results just by changing some small daily habits in a short amount of time. Now, if you are having trouble changing your habits or getting different results, would you agree that maybe it's most likely your system or maybe in the process of your daily habits? Yes. So what we know, and maybe up here in your mind. So what we know is that compounding results ultimately are rooted in our routine and in the way that we show up. Now, John Sheplack was mentioned earlier, Justin Nelson, he's an elite real estate performance coach. And he says that what happens in our personal life shows up in public, in our relationships. But most importantly, it shows up in the relationship that we have with ourselves. Yes. So you guys, if you hear anything from this message, that from me today, is that what I discovered personally was the distance between me and my goals was my belief in me. Was the systems and the place and the people that I put surrounding me to also instill that belief in me. And that belief came through creating small wins every day and building evidence that I would do exactly what I said I was going to do and complete the hard and necessary things in order to achieve my goals. Now, it essentially led me to living in Coronado, California. Right now, I'm coaching a lender out of Dallas, Texas. Okay. He's in the top 1% in the nation in sales. And I asked him, I said, what do you think the reason for the rise of your success is? And he said, it was the same reason for the fall of my marriage, just like Justin was mentioning earlier. So when we say yes to one thing, we're saying no to another. So let's get right into it. The first foundational piece in our strategic moves is clarity. First, when you start coaching with most coaches are like myself, we start with, what do you really want? What do you want in life? So this clarity, what do you want? Do you want to have a condo in Florida? Do you want to travel? Do you want to have a team? Do you want a small team, a large team? Where are you now? And then we figure out, who do you need to become in order to get there? Katie talked about how much are you worth per hour? So getting that clarity on how much you're worth is so important, you guys. So this is called the success wheel. All right. And this allows us to look and take some serious inventory. And sometimes, you guys, that does require hiring a coach. Again, it's one of the best things that I ever did. Average people wait for accountability and they wait till they're told to do something. And I truly believe the high performers run towards it. So this is a 1 through 10 exercise. It's a very objective exercise. No judgment, good or bad. We rate ourselves. We figure out, where are we in these areas on a scale of 1 to 10, in our health and our fitness, in our fun and our recreation. We divide all these areas up and we seriously take inventory of where we're at. Now, I did this recently, actually just in July, with a gal. She is one of the top 3 agents actually in Canada. And yes, this seems a little bit elementary, but even high-level performers, sometimes we just need to break it down into the simple and really look at things objectively. She averages about $4 million in her sales price. And after some questions, we discovered she didn't need to go to another seminar. She did need to hire someone. And ultimately, she didn't need another coach. She needed a therapist. So when Justin said it's sexy when people hire therapists, it's absolutely true. Sometimes if we can just get down and look really into the nitty-gritty of your business and where you're at personally, we can figure out where those gaps are and help you get closer to your goals. Now, oftentimes we get so busy in our life, we don't know what that clarity looks like, and we forget to leave our calendars open for creativity and for fun. So, or maybe if you're scaling yourself, you look at on 1 to 10, there's opportunity there. Like maybe your recreation and fun is at a 9, and maybe your business and finances is at a 4. That might be why, right? The next thing that we look at are your priorities. Okay, now this is a really fun exercise. You can do this while you're having a glass of whiskey and a cigar with a very close friend. You can do this while you are with a coach. You can do this at any time. You can personally do this with yourself. Priorities. What are your three main core values? Now, a lot of people ask me, they say, how do I prioritize what's most important when there's so many areas in our lives? Well, first of all, we tend to complicate things, right? Especially as entrepreneurs, we tend to create chaos in our lives. So when something isn't wrong, sometimes we go out and create things that are wrong. So let's focus on, are the things that we're doing in alignment and in priority with who we really are to the core inside? Now, they're typically broken down to around these three major things daily. Okay. So pick the three things that you identify with the most. I have a couple of friends on here and I can look right at their face and say, I know what they are all about. They're about connection, they're about contribution, and they're about impact. Right. My friend Erik, he's doing this today because those things are in alignment with who he is. My coach, Chelsea, she loves creativity. So the choices that she makes in her life are based on, is this in alignment with what I love and what I love to do? Frank, one of the things he's speaking today, his things is autonomy, is freedom, right? Being able to have the freedom. So we build a marketing business, or we hire like Sphere Rocket, people to help us with our lives so that we can have freedom. Because ultimately, isn't that really what matters the most in our lives, is to be able to have enough time? Because sometimes it gets shortened, right? And I was a witness of that 3 different times, personally and myself. So pick some things that really matter to you and say, is what I'm choosing to do on a daily and a weekly and a monthly basis in alignment with my core values and who I am? So when we look at this wheel, we look at the wheel where we're at in our lives, and we look at our core values and we say, okay, where are there areas and opportunities where I can spend more time? Maybe it's in my relationships, because that can actually help your business, is improving your relationships. Because the more you can communicate with the people that you care about, the better you're going to communicate in your business as well. So saying yes, you're saying no to something else. So make sure that you're really crystal clear on what your goals look like for each day and what it should look like at the end of the month and the end of the year. And then set boundaries around that. One of the really powerful things that can help you to get really clear about what your priorities are is visualization. So we can create something in our minds before it actually becomes something. So visualize, what does it look like, smell like, feel like, sound like when you've reached this success, or at least your benchmarks to your next steps to success. For me, it was walking next to the ocean. I could smell the ocean. I could hear the sounds of the airplane. I could work from wherever I wanted. And today, that's what it looks like. No offense, I love Wenatchee, but I'm so glad to be in San Diego. I'll tell you that much. All right. So what does it look like? What are the wins that you're celebrating? And get really clear. Am I in abundance? Are the people around me supporting my goals? And then the next step is focus. This last week, we were at a conference called Built How. There was a little over 1,000 top elite real estate agents. And Ben Kinney, founder of Focus and entrepreneur real estate gentleman, he interviewed Michael Phelps, swimmer. And I found it very profound that he was talking about speeding up time, that the whole goal was to win and to speed up the time so that he could beat the clock. And now he has 3 kids, and now he's trying to focus his time, and he's gotten really clear about spending that time with his kids. Now he's trying to slow down the clock. So I encourage you to not wait until it's too late to try to race against the clock. He said, what was most important to you? Ben said, what was most important to you, Michael? And he said, I didn't want to plan for a gold medal. I wanted to plan for a world record. So let's get clarity around your values and what you're planning for just for the next 30 days. just for the next year. I listened to a Win Make Give podcast. So that's a Ben Kinney podcast. It's a real estate podcast and business and wealth and health podcast. And he said, kid you not, it blew my mind. He said, just plan for the next 30 days. Because when you can keep committing for the next 30 days, those stack up and it will help you win your year. So he said, I wanted to plan for a world record. So what are you planning for? The participation award? That's all I wanted with the 75 hard. I'll tell you that. I did not want to do a marathon. I just wanted to see if I could do 75 days. And I did. So he asked himself the question every single day, what am I doing every day to move me closer to my goals? What am I doing every single day to move me closer to my goals? Chris Heller, he was the previous CEO for Keller Williams, and he also wrote the book Dominant Thoughts. I got to meet him last week and have a wonderful conversation. He was also interviewed on stage, and he said, there wasn't a day that I didn't lead generate in my business. So I'm not saying don't take a day off, but every single day you need to be committed to making some kind of micro movements in your business that moves you closer to your year-end, month-end goals. Ben Kinney suggested right now in the shifting market, he said that you need to increase your daily activities by 30%, whether that's individually or if you're on a team. That also means you need to personally grow and develop by 30%. You need to have a fierce sense of urgency now, especially in our changing market. So when you're thinking, it's okay, a day, it's okay, I'll wait a day. Why not today? Justin said, why not hire a therapist today, right? Why not do it today? I thought it was interesting. Michael said, when I took a day off, it actually took me 2 days to get back into the rhythm of swimming again. So think about that. Whether you're regenerating, if it's just texting when you're on a walk with your kids or you're hiking. Dan Beer does a lot of live. Dan Beer with Agent Academy and San Diego Real Estate with EXP. Follow him, you guys. He's one of the #1 agents in the country. And he lead generates while he's out on the mountain. If you are truly committed, what does that look like for you? What does it look like? Now, a couple of focus tips for you. My day actually starts the night before I get up. I look at my calendar. I know what my day and my week looks like, even my outfits. Now, a lot of you who know me know I wear a lot of black. So Dustin Runyon wears a lot of black. But we have so many decisions that we have to make a day. And if we can eliminate a lot of those decisions that we have to make by hiring the right people and leveraging ourselves and knowing what our calendar looks like, that will help us focus. To Katie's point, if we are knowing what our profit and loss looks like, if we know what our hourly worth is, if we're paying our taxes, or maybe we're not paying our taxes because we hire the right accountant who helps us avoid to pay taxes because we're investing in rentals and investments and assets, then we don't stress about those things and we can focus more on what's most important, like our health and the well-being of our business. So I ask you to really take true inventory of where is the state of your business, and ultimately, where is the state of your belief in you? Because right now, there's maybe one of you that's like, I have all this stuff figured out, man. Well, maybe it's actually just the belief in yourself. Maybe you need to hire a nanny. Maybe you need to hire a cleaner. I don't know. But boundaries in your life will help you focus more. Put your phone on do not disturb. One of the things that robs us, how many of you, let's take a quick inventory. How many of you actually look at your phone in the first 5 seconds when you wake up? 90% of the population does, okay? I'm here to tell you that that puts us right away in 2 states of mind. Number 1, in judgment of ourselves and other people, and in comparison. And we need to be really careful that that doesn't distract us in our first few minutes of waking up. We need to get really clear about who we need to become. Maybe you replace that with some thank yous, maybe with some gratitudes, maybe with some affirmations. I am focused. I am driven. I am a powerhouse. Money flows easily and happily to me. I am a lead generating monster. I deserve to be happy. I am worthy. Okay. So focusing on what's important. Kristen Cole, she sold put like a couple thousand homes this year, I think it was, Eric. I think it's a couple thousand homes this woman has sold. And here's her schedule and her hack. Are you guys ready? This was it. Mondays, you're focusing on your business plan. In Keller Williams, they're called a 411. Some people use, performance improvement plans. If you're on one of those, there's different types of business plans and things that you can look at. Have business meetings and looking and working on your business and inside of your business on Mondays and Tuesdays. She leaves Wednesdays and Thursdays open for opportunity, and Fridays were finances. Your weekends are up to you. That's your family time. Maybe you work on your business. Maybe that's open house time for you. But you have to figure out what is going to not have caused burnout and have you maybe have lagging factors of stress, right? Or what Justin talked about earlier. So focusing on, if you can look at your finances each week on a Friday or whenever is best for you, then you're not going to have a bad month because you're recorrecting every single week. Now, micro commitments is number 4. Having daily affirmations, that's a micro commitment. When you wake up, maybe you don't look at your phone. Maybe you go right away and you work out first and you don't worry about what the rest of the world is doing. Maybe a micro commitment is a gallon of water a day. Or if you're trying to grow your real estate business or your revenue share, you're looking at making 3 to 5 connections a day. Make those micro commitments that help you to win every single day. Now, I'm going to wrap up here really soon with 2 final thoughts. I want you guys to understand one thing that was really powerful to me was Michael Phelps had said that he wakes up every day with a little bit of anxiety and depression. Really, win all these gold medals. So what can we do every day to help ourselves? He said every day he works out for 90 minutes. So if we could work out for 90 minutes, maybe that will help us out. What is your one thing that you could do? How are you tracking your goals on your daily wins? This is number 5. How are you tracking your goals? Remember to not compare yourself. If you fall off one day, that's okay. John Cheplack says, just go do the next thing right. And if you don't do it right, just get back up and try again. Have grace, meet yourself where you're at, and look objectively at your goals. And final, what does your future look like, my friends? People do not choose their futures. Their habits decide their futures. So may your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears. And we strategically finish the days and the next months strong. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate your time today.
Crystal, that was amazing. Virtual ovation for Crystal. Thank you so much. I failed in your introduction to mention that you're an incredible author too, that wrote a book called Winning in Real Estate. The link is in the chat. And so if you click on that, if you want to follow up with Crystal, if you have a question for her directly, you can click that link. You can get a free copy of the book and you can connect with her and ask questions. And I really, really appreciate what you presented today. I took some great notes and just like some really powerful stuff in there. And I love that you said our results are directly a reflection of our relationship with ourselves, because I think that that is so true. And that certainly has been a theme from the speakers that have shared today about really working on ourselves and getting our personal selves in order and getting ourselves aligned and being the best version of ourselves to show up. And then the business part will take care of itself. So thank you for your contribution. That was amazing. So